guys, it's Gina. I am coming with another recipe video. I am going to be making some noodleless lasagna. This is a keto low carb recipe, but it actually could work for anyone. So we're just going to ground this beef, cook this beef up. It calls for a pound of ground beef and a pound of Italian sausage, but I don't really care for Italian sausage, so I'm just going to use ground beef. I'm going to add some onion powder to it. And by the way, guys, this is about just a little over a pound of ground beef. We're going to add some pepper. Some Italian seasoning. And this is just what I'm adding, guys. You can season your meat any way you like to for like pasta. And I'm going to add some garlic powder. And we're just going to mix that all in to get all the meat pretty seasoned with the seasonings that I've added. It's a little frozen at this little piece in the middle, but it'll cook down and thaw as it's cooking. I'm not worried about it. You just kind of want to mix it all around just to get the seasoning all over. Oh, guys, we need to add some salt to it, so I'm going to add some light salt. And I like light salt because it has quite a bit of potassium, so I use that rather than regular salt. So we're just going to let this cook, and I'll be back. Alright, guys, it's cooked down. I've drained it, and now we're going to add our pasta sauce. We're going to use some roasted garlic Parmesan Prego. We're going to add 1.5 cups. So we're going to add, that's 1/2 cup, and we're going to add 2 more. Now we're just going to mix it all together, get that sauce on all of the ground beef. Once we get it all well mixed together, we're just going to turn the heat down and let this simmer. And while this is simmering, we're going to start on making our noodles. Alright, so we're just going to let this simmer, and then we'll come back to it. Alright, we're going to get started on our noodles. So we got 4 eggs, and we're going to add to it 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. You want to let it get to room temperature because it's going to make it easier to blend, because we're going to mix this with our mixer. Alright, and we're going to season this as well. So we're going to add some garlic powder and Italian seasoning to this, because this is what's going to make our noodles. And I'm adding roughly about a teaspoon of each to this. You're going to blend this, guys, until it's well incorporated. So you want to try to get all the lumps out of it from the cream cheese. That looks pretty good. So now we are going to add some Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese. So we have 2.5 cups of mozzarella and a half cup of Parmesan. And we're going to add that into our mixture. Then we're just going to fold it all in together just to get it all well incorporated together with the egg and cream cheese mixture. Because guys, this is what's going to make our noodles for our lasagna. Okay, I'm just making sure they're set, it's all mixed. So now guys, we're going to add our mixture to a cookie sheet. I've just lined it with some parchment paper to keep it from sticking. And if you have a silicone mat, that probably works better, or just as good, I should say, because the parchment paper should work just fine. I don't have a silicone mat, so that's why I'm using parchment paper. So we're just going to put all of our mixture on there. We're going to spread this out to the length of our cookie sheet. So we're going to get this spreaded out pretty as thinly as we can. I'm just trying to make sure it's got cheese and every part of it is not just kind of clumped together in one spot. And then we're going to bake this, guys, at 375 for about 25 to 30 minutes. We're going to check on it at 25 just to see how it looks. We want it to get nice and brown. All right, let's bake it. All right, guys, it baked for 30 minutes and I let it cool for 15. So now we're just going to cut it down the middle with a pizza cutter, or you could just use a knife, whatever, but I'm using my pizza cutter. And then we're going to cut it across like small strips, because that's what's going to be our noodle for our dish. And it smells so good already, so I hope it's as good as it smells. This is my first time trying this recipe, and I'm filming it on my first time making it. So let's pray it comes out good. All right, so let's see how these turned out. All right, guys, they turned out great. So These are going to be our noodles, so let's build our lasagna. So I sprayed my pan. Now we're going to put some meat mixture at the bottom. And I'm going to put in about half of my meat mixture. You just want to spread it out as best you can at the bottom. I probably could have used a smaller pan just to make it a little more, I guess, thicker, heartier with the meat, or I could have doubled my meat, but we'll make it work. So we're just going to spread it out as best we can to cover the bottom. That's good enough. Now we're going to add our noodles. So we're just going to lay them on here just like you would regular noodles, regular lasagna noodles. And build your lasagna up. Alright, I'm going to add some ricotta cheese. And I'm going to put a cup of ricotta cheese on top. You just want to spread it as well as you can. I'm actually going to use a half a cup in the whole recipe because I'm going to do 2 layers. So I'm going to do a 1/4 cup on each layer. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just kind of spread it out as best you can. And like any recipe, if this is something that you don't really like, if you don't like ricotta, omit it from your recipe. It's that simple. You can change recipes to how you like it, just like I didn't use the Italian sausage. I omitted it because I don't really care for it. So yeah, it works out. Alrighty guys, so now that we've got our ricotta on, we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. And I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to sprinkle a little on there. It's not going to be that much. Probably not even a 1/4 cup. Just like that. And now I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish building this up and then I'll come back. Alright, so I have made my other layer. My top layer I top with cheese, and I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to the top of this, and then we'll get it baked. Alright guys, we're going to bake this at 375 for 35 to 40 minutes. Here we go. This is the finished product. It baked for 40 minutes and I let it cool for probably about 15 minutes. So let's cut into it and see how it looks. It smells really good, so hopefully it tastes as good as it smells. Alright, let's get a piece out and see how it looks. And guys, remember I sprayed my pan to make it a little bit easier to get it out. Look at that, guys. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try it. I hope you try this recipe.